Tamara Munoz. I'm the founder and CEO of Behind the Screens.
What inspired you to be a business leader?
Oh my goodness. I started in leadership. So when I first came onto the workforce, I grew very quickly. I had a lot of great opportunities and I went into leadership right away at 19 and I have not stopped since then. So it has just been all I've known, truly.
Yeah, and sometimes that could be stressful. I know I started my own company much later in life, and that was stressful. So at 19, how did that feel?
Yeah, it is. It is very stressful. So I went into leadership in a corporate setting right away. And I
Okay.
was there for a little over a decade before I started my business. And it's different types of stresses, right? So when you are in that corporate setting, there is everyone on top of you, the stakeholders, your bosses, and the stress to hit the numbers and do it within a certain structure. However, at the end of the day, you get your paycheck, you hit your numbers, you get your bonus, and you're very taken care of. You venture off into entrepreneurship and it is all on you. It is all on you. Whether or not you get paid, that's on you. Whether or not you get taken care of, that's on you. It's a whole different type of stress and anxiety. However, it is 100 times more fulfilling, at least to me, than any other type of work that I've done in my life. They say that you quit your 9 to 5 to work 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
Right.
I will happily do that a million times because I do work a lot. However, at the end of the day, it is a good tire. Like the work that I'm doing here, it fulfills me. It fills my cup. It keeps me excited. I keep innovating. And when you're an entrepreneur, the sky's the limit. You have so much flexibility to explore any avenue that you want because it is your time, your money, your energy that you can invest in things. So yeah, I would do it 100 times over.
Yeah, let's talk about your company.
Yeah. So I own two agencies. I own Behind the Screens, and we are an online business management agency for business owners that are scaling their businesses and are stuck in the trenches. So we come in, we support in building out these systems. We take them out the day-to-day of their business so that they can be owner and operator at the CEO level. And we come in and we handle the back end ops of everything. So we set it all up and then we manage it for them. And then the content solution is a marketing agency end to end. So we handle social media, podcast management, ads, all that fun stuff. It was a natural segue for us because so many of our clients need that high level of attention in terms of marketing. We work with a lot of different businesses from practitioners to bookkeepers, accountants, course creators, podcast producers. So it has been a lot of fun. Managing both has been very challenging, but in the most rewarding way. I feel like if I can just keep building, I love creation, I will always be very happy.
Yeah, selfishly, I always like talking about podcasting and stuff because I have one. But how does that realm of media help marketing?
It's huge. I mean, and I know I'm preaching to the choir here, but when it comes to marketing with podcasting, it is a long form piece of content, correct? So with that, there is so much SEO that goes into it. And when you're a business owner, SEO is gold. So if people are able to search, for example, for us, if they're searching how to delegate without my team asking questions, I have a blog post on that came from a podcast that I recorded eons ago, and years later it's still serving me, and the podcast will come up, the blog post will come up, and with that long form piece of content that you're making, you make it once and you can create dozens of assets. So it's not only going up on whatever streaming platform you're on, you can pop it onto YouTube and eventually monetize it once you get enough views and followers. You can cut up clips, and it's YouTube Shorts, it's TikTok, it's Instagram Reels, Facebook, and then you can also use it on Pinterest, which is another searchable piece of media. So there's just so much that you can do. And when it comes to podcasting as well, it creates so much authority because people are listening to you. So when it comes to social media, short form pieces of content, those 7 to 30 second clips that people are getting, it is not enough. It's enough to get you visible, but it's not enough for people to know, like, and trust you enough to purchase anything from you. That is why when it comes to something like podcasting, YouTube, sitting down, having intentional conversations, you build this relationship with your audience that is so valuable. We have clients that have podcasts that they've been able to leverage not only to land incredible brand deals and all that good stuff that comes with having a larger audience, but to also get their message out there and impact a significantly larger audience, and then see the benefits on the back end, whether it's that they're buying their products, they're buying into their services, they're getting on their email list for further nurturing. It's just, I feel like the gift that keeps on giving. It's such a good piece of media to invest your time and energy and money into.
For you, what is it like helping other organizations?
It is so fun. I thoroughly enjoy it. I'm a builder. So like I love building. I am a problem solver. From the beginning of my journey in business, it was all operations focused. So running ops, creating scalable systems, managing teams. So when I come into organizations now, and for the most part, we work with small to medium sized businesses, it is a fun problem solving exercise for me to come in and be able to laser focus on where the gaps are, how we can close them, how we can scale the business. And at the same time, how can we remove that business owner from the weeds of their business? Because at the point, once they come to us, for the most part, they have been in the trenches for quite a while, and they're tired and they have hit this ceiling that they can no longer grow, whether it's because they don't have the time and energy because they're so busy putting out fires every day, being the bottleneck in their business, answering all the questions for their team members, managing all the, projects and everything that's going on there. Or they have hit this level of capacity that they can no longer do more. They are holding everything. So the business stalls, right? And we come in, we remove them from that. And there's just exponential growth that happens once you have systems that have your back, once you have a team that can handle the work that you're throwing at them, and once the business owner is open and free to network, show up on podcasts, market, have more sales conversation, the business, and innovate. So many of our clients are able to innovate and go through new ventures and start new projects because they have the time and space on their calendar now, and they're not just firefighting all day.
And a lot of people now are talking about AI and how it helps business. But the big thing is, with business, human emotion and stuff's important too. So how do both things go hand in hand?
Yeah, I'm a big believer in AI. I do think, I would be remiss to say that AI sucks. It's such a good thing to happen to businesses right now from an efficiency standpoint. It is very efficient. It's only as good as you train it to be. So there's a lot of nuance that goes into training your AI agents to work for you. And at the same time, going 100% into just AI and forgetting about the people part of running a business is very dangerous. There is this, when it comes to building your business, there is this big piece of the puzzle that comes with innovation, and AI is only going to get you so far. With all the time and energy and capacity that you get back by giving and delegating AI the lower level tasks, the low hanging fruit, the repeatable tasks in your business, you free up a lot of time on the team side. And as business owners, we should do our due diligence and now reinvest all that money that we're saving into our team, into our business for things like innovation. So there's just so much more that our humans can do in the business to serve our clients, to create more impact. And it is true people to people work, while AI handles the repeatable things, the foundational things. It frees up our team members. Like for us personally, I'll give you an example. We created an AI bot that supports our trainers. So we hire our team members, we put them through training. And when they have any questions specifically about the training or our policies, back in the day, I say back in the day, like this time last year, they would go to our trainer and ask all the questions. So what is our time off policy? How would I create a board inside of our project management tool? Now they can ask the AI agent that question. And when they do come to our trainers, it is with more nuanced questions. And it saves our trainers so much time. They don't have to repeat themselves a million times. We have the agent that helps our team members at any time. They don't have to wait for the trainers to then get back to them. It's like instant support on that front. But then they use their time and their energy to ask the more nuanced, higher level questions. And we have found that our team has grown so much in their capabilities because they have been able to, instead of getting stuck on the foundational stuff that it takes a while, but before it used to take them about 90 days to get up to speed. It's closer to like 45 to 60 days at this point because they're able to get their questions answered faster and they're able to have like their nuanced conversations with our trainers. And it has been such a game changer for us. And our trainers are feeling so much more open to now doing quality checks and having more one-on-one conversations and more developmental conversations with our team because they have all this time now that they're not being asked all the little questions because the bot is taking care of that now they have all this time to work on development and training and creating training collateral. So it has been such a huge blessing for us to leverage it in that way. And so many businesses can really benefit from this type of work and leveraging AI in that way so that it magnifies and amplifies the work that their team is doing.
I know for me, I have a team of one for my media company. And I always think like, what is it going to be like when I lead people and manage? So what is it like leading people?
It is very much a labor of love to an extent. There is, you have to hold a mirror up to yourself a lot. And there is no place for ego when it comes to leadership. You have to remove yourself from the equation. A lot of leadership is asking the right questions, knowing when not to speak, listening. When it comes to people management, a lot of leadership is also, especially at the solopreneur era that you're in right now, as you're going into your next phase, it's about setting the stage for your team, right? So it's about giving them the tools and the resources that they need to succeed and taking ownership for that. So a lot of things, this is a common mistake that happens when people start to delegate and bring on like their first team member. They bring it on and it's like, okay, so-and-so, like, we're so happy to have you on. Here are all your tasks. And then there is no resource for the task. There's no SOP, so a standard operating procedure that lists all the steps that this team member needs to take to complete the task. There is no clarity around the expectations. There's no complete task that's delegated. By complete task, I mean like this is the task. This is what it looks like when it's done. And here's the deadline. Like there are those pieces missing because most of the time when we go into entrepreneurship, we are building our business from a place of passion for the work that we do. We do not have a background in leadership. We do not have training in what it means to be a leader of leaders and cultivating that kind of environment where people are action takers and not just task rabbits. So one of the biggest things is just making sure that your team does have the resources. And we have so many, again, AI is a great tool for this, where you can use a tool like Scribe to build out rudimentary SOPs that your team can use when you start onboarding them. And that way they can feel successful. And you start building their confidence. And when they come to you for questions, it is the more nuanced, higher level questions because they can refer back to the documents that you have given them or the videos or the SOPs of this is how you complete this task. They don't need to ask you that question. They can refer to the documents. And when they do come to you, it's problem solving. It's with innovation. It's with, I can take more off your plate because I have gotten so efficient at these tasks that you've given me that I can now just do more for you. And that's what you want when you're building a team, especially in the beginning, having those especially in a media company like yours, having those like 1 to 2 main players that have your back and can take on a lot of the repeatable tasks that you do with the support of AI. I mean, for the type of company that you have, I would leverage AI first. And then once you've automated as much as you can automate, bring in that human element to support, because you can get so much more done and you can be so much more efficient and scale so much faster that way.
What are some of the things you've learned from your employees?
Oh, I've learned so much every day. I have learned that I never want to be the smartest person in the room. It has been being a leader, specifically now that I have my business and I have a team of 22 at behind the screens and a team of 7 at the content solution. So it's a pretty large group of people, not compared to where I was when I was in corporate. We were leading teams of hundreds, but here it's so much closer. And a lot of it has been such a humbling experience for me, where I have found out that I am best at not being the smartest person in the room. I am surrounded by the most brilliant people. I have learned to ask for help. That is something I feel like as high achievers, most CEOs have a very difficult time doing in the beginning. It's asking for help from their team members. And again, knowing how to go about asking for help and giving the team the tools that they need so then they can actually help you out. I have learned how to communicate clearly. Because for a long time in the beginning, it was a lot of squirrel brain. Again, as a business owner, as a visionary, there's so many ideas and there's so much passion for the things that you want to do. And then it's just word vomit and you give them like this word salad and they're like, okay, I don't know what to do with all of this. So it has been a lesson in prioritizing, in laser focus of these are our priorities for the year. Like 6 years ago, I was giving them a list of like 10 priorities. That's not a thing. There's 10 priorities. There's no priority. So this year we're going in with 2 priorities, same with last year. And that way we're able to crush it and we're able to do things correctly. I have learned how to hold the vision. It's very difficult because it's very difficult for me because we are technically integrators, right? So at behind the screens, I'm an integrator. I come in and I support visionaries in that integrator role. Inside of behind the screens, I default to the integrator role because that's the role that I play in so many other businesses. When my role is to be the visionary and to hold the vision and to lead my team. And it has been such a lesson in ego, in doing it myself is not faster. And there is so much benefit in being supported and asking for help. I have learned patience, a lot of patience. Because like, again, when you work for yourself, you can work at any time. And sometimes I need to delegate and then give my team time and not log in at 10 p.m. to do the thing because I'm impatient and I want it done now. So there has been a lot of lessons that I didn't think I was going to learn, that it wasn't even on my radar of things I had to learn. I have become a significantly more, I would say, chill person, but not really because I feel like my standards have increased a lot, but the way that I communicate them and the urgency around things has changed, where like the energy is no longer like manic visionary squirrel brain energy, and it's more of like we have urgency because we have goals to hit by this date, and it's very structured and it feels a lot better. Again, if you would have told me this in my 20s, I would have laughed because I wasn't that kind of person. I have evolved. It has been a big a big journey in evolving, truly.
What would you say to anyone who wants to follow your footsteps?
I would tell them to get started, to stop waiting. The hardest part is to just do it. That's the hardest part when you're listening to that voice in your head. That's like, but what if? What if this happens? What if you fail? It feels like hard work. It is hard work. And if you fail, you can just always go back to your 9 to 5. Businesses, corporations are always going to be there. You can always go back and work a regular job, and that's totally fine. And it happens to people. Sometimes people venture off on their side quest of being an entrepreneur for 10, 15, 20 years, and then they get tired of it and they go back to a regular 9 to 5 and everyone's happy and everything's fine. But just getting started, do the thing. And then in the beginning, or truly throughout your journey in entrepreneurship, have discernment. So understand the things that you have to do and be able to tell what you don't have to do. You don't have to do everything. Just because you can do something doesn't mean you should do something. Because again, there's really no guardrails when you're able to do whatever you want for yourself. And once you're able to monetize things, you can just do whatever you want, but that doesn't mean that you should. So there's that discernment that really comes into play when you are on your own flying solo. It's just as important, if not more important, than the things that you actually do.
Where do you want to see your business in the next, say, 3 to 5 years?
I would love to be the go-to business operations agency for entrepreneurs. I know that we have what it takes. We have the frameworks, we have the team, we have the trainings. I want to be, when people think of like business ops for behind the screens, to be the first name that comes up. We are very, very good at what we do. We are very passionate about what we do. Our clients see incredible results. And our bigger mission is to support burned out business owners in getting out of that and not have to give up their business because they are so burned out. I feel like there is this huge need for reigniting the passion that is inherent in all entrepreneurs. Like, we all have this deep-seated, we wouldn't do this if we didn't love the work that we do. There's so much sweat equity that goes into it that you have to be a special kind of person to dive into running your own business, because there are so many lows and you need to have a lot of grit to get through them. And then there are so many highs that are so high that the come down is a little rough too. So if we're able to support any business owner on the back end to navigate the ebbs and flows of business and to be in their corner and create a foundation that's built on solid ground and not, on quicksand, which is how it feels like for most businesses that are scaling, that would be absolutely incredible. Like, the work that we do is so fundamental and so rewarding. Just even if when our clients get to the point where they can take a vacation for 2 weeks and they don't really check their phones because we're managing everything and there's the systems in place and they know that everything is running without them, that is so rewarding. We had a client just now be able to take 5 months for maternity leave. Her business continued to run. Isn't that wild? Her business continued to run. She continued to make money. Like, she's an educator, so all of her courses were still going out. We were still managing customer service. Like, we knew that she wanted to have a baby, so we spent 1.5 years just building the foundation and building everything up, her funnels, so that it can work without her. And now she's able to ease back into reality without the stress and anxiety and guilt that comes when you step out of your business for too long and then, things break, or you have the anxiety when you're not plugged in that something might be happening, a fire might be happening that you need to put out. We want to remove that anxiety from owning a business.
How can people reach out and learn more?
So if you want to learn more about scaling businesses, business foundations, business operations, you can find me on Instagram. I have my personal Instagram at Tamara Munoz. And if you want to follow our agency, which I highly suggest you do because we put out a lot of good content, head over to behindthescreens.biz. That is both the website and our handle on Instagram. And then if you are a founder and you feel like you might be the bottleneck in your business, head over to behindthescreens.biz/bottleneck. And that you'll find the assessment on there. It takes 3 minutes to take, and it'll let you know where you fall on the bottleneck scale and then actionable steps so that you can start removing yourself from the trenches of your business.